I'm Melissa from Nature's Garden. Today we are going to make a melt and pour soap using our Lotus Blossom Fragrance Oil. Let's whip it up! Okay, so today we're going to make a melt and pour soap loaf. And what we're going to do is create swirls throughout the loaf using a pink and a green melt and pour soap. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create our pink melt and pour soap. We are using our melt and pour soap base, our hemp oil. So we're gonna go ahead and take this over to the microwave and we're going to melt it in 30-second intervals just until it's in a fluid state. Okay, so now that we have our soap in a fluid state, we're going to go ahead and add our Neon Pink Fun Soap Colorant. We're also going to add our Lotus Blossom Fragrance Oil. And finally, we're going to add Vegetable Glycerin. And the Vegetable Glycerin is going to give the soap some pliability and flexibility so we can create swirls in our loaf. And then we'll just stir it all together. And now we're just going to pour this onto our pan and we'll let it set up. And now we just wait. Okay, so now that our soap has set up, we're going to go ahead and remove it from our pan. So I'm just going to lift up on my mat and peel the soap off. And as you can see, it is very, very flexible. And now we're just going to repeat this process. We're going to create a green as well as a white. So we're going to go ahead and set this aside for the moment and we'll move on to the next color. So again, if you have a pan that's lined with a silicone baking mat, you can do it that way. If you don't have a baking mat, you can also use wax paper or parchment paper. Either one will work just as well. Okay, so now we're on to the next color. Once again, we have 200 grams of the hemp oil melt and pour soap, and we're going to go ahead and take it to the microwave and melt it in 30-second intervals. All right, so once again, we are adding our fragrance oil, and it is 10 grams of fragrance oil. And then we have 20 grams of vegetable glycerin. And this time we're going to add the green colorants. Okay, so we've added 15 drops of the Neon Green Fun Soap Colorant, and now once again we're just going to pour it onto our mat. We are just spraying with alcohol, and this is just going to remove any of the air bubbles. And now we'll just let it set up. Okay, so now that our green soap has set up, we're going to go ahead and remove it from the pan. And now we're going to go ahead and create a white soap as well. All right, so now we are just going to once again add the fragrance oil and the vegetable glycerin. We'll pour it on our pan. And now we just wait for it to set up. All right, so now we are going to remove the whites. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start rolling the soap, and we're just going to roll it into little swirls. Okay, so now we're ready to begin creating our loaf. You can do this a couple of ways. You can either cut the roll to the length of the mold. We're using this loaf mold. So we could either cut it to the length of the mold, or we can create smaller pieces that we can choose where to place them. And I think that's how we're going to do this one today. So I'm just going to slice each of them into small little sections. So as you can see, we've created little swirls, and what it allows us to do by creating these smaller pieces is we can place some of them in smaller, we can do smaller swirls and we can do larger swirls to kind of mix it up a little bit throughout the loaf. All right, and now we're ready to begin melting the soap for our loaf. So we're using the Diamond Clear Melt and Pour soap, and we're going to go ahead and melt it in the microwave in 30-second intervals. Okay, so now that our clear soap is melted, we're going to go ahead and add the Lotus Blossom Fragrance Oil. Now we're going to place some of our swirls here. Okay, now we're just going to pour our soap into the loaf and let it set up. All right, so it looks like our soap is set up and we are ready to take it out of the mold. Okay, so now all that's left to do is slice the soap. And for even more fragrance fun ideas, make sure you check out our website at www.naturesgardencandles.com. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you like the video. And until next time, we will see you later. Bye, guys.